Hey guys, so yeah, let's start. Let's start with our introduction. So first, I'll introduce myself. I'm the partner of the company, mostly the communication part. So that's why I'm always chatting with you. So and I really love it. Uh, in general, what's DNet? I think most of you already know that DNet is uh, decentralized storage protocol. We built it already for quite a long time. We are in the market since 2017, so this is kind of project of our lives. And yeah, we continue building it, of course. And what we have for the moment is the working protocol, already released protocol, and the applications on top of it. Uh, the flagman application, uh, the flagman application for the moment is DNS Storage Mobile app, where we have a lot of users, where we have like the main traction for the moment. And the thing is, like, this is the app, like, this is the largest app on the market in terms of Web3 storage. And this app is probably something that you can use if you want to use your like daily data in a decentralized way. Yeah, that's a very brief introduction on what we built. Um, in terms of our agenda, um, first, first part of this AMA session, I just want to answer uh, some of your questions. We can't answer all of them just because it's too much, and someone tried to scam us and generated over 2K answers, questions. I mean, that's strange. So we selected only those which are kind of legit. So yeah. Uh, okay. So I think we can start. It's already 15 of us. That's nice. The first question is, what happens after nodes are maxed? I think you know that we have limited amount of nodes available for the moment, and uh, for now it's around 150 or something. But our model works in a pretty like interesting mechanic. The amount of available nodes, it depends on the amount of proofs which are sent by the network. So, and in this case, if we have a lot of data, if we have a lot of data keepers, that means that we will have a lot of new spots available. So in this case, you don't have to worry. We always will have the amount of slots available, which is like applicable to the current ecosystem laws. So yeah, I think this is the answer for the first question. Uh, what the development of the security offering and features and quality. So security and privacy, this is our main focus in general, and this is something that we can guarantee in 100%. So we don't have any special kind of tariffs, any special like options, which includes like additional security, additional privacy. This is something which is like going by default in our ecosystem in general. If we're talking about functionality, so we actively work on improvement everything that we have. So recently we released previews on photos. Now when you upload new data, new photos, new videos into the ecosystem, you can see the previews of this file. So now it's much more convenient in general. And the other thing, it's for Android only for the moment. But for now, we have auto backup of the selected folder. So for example, if you have folder with your, for example, work in business documents or some other stuff, you can choose this folder, and every time when you have any new updated documents there, it will automatically upload it to your DeNet account. So it will be secured in a private distributed cloud storage. So I think you understand that every centralized storage, they are not very private and secure. So that's why we built this kind of solution to allow everyone store any of their kind of personal documents, personal data, in a selected folder uploaded by default, like every time when they, for example, connect to Wi-Fi. So I use this feature every time, and I really like it. So I suggest you to try it if you still didn't try it. So yeah. Uh, yeah, let's move to the next question, I think. Uh, yeah, next question is pretty interesting. What are the long-term implications of DNet's economic model for the internet as a whole? Uh, um, you can you can check it in the Open Economy 3.0 article. This is something we released probably a couple years ago. So uh, I think we'll send the link in the chat. So in general, we believe that the data is one of the most valuable assets in the world in general. Uh, Sometimes it's equal to money. Sometimes it's even more expensive and more valuable than money. So that's why uh, we developed the model which is called Open Economy 3.0. This is that like system where all the participants, data consumers, data owners, and data keepers, they have kind of the most profitable relations between each other because there are no intermediary. So just imagine, for example, you developed a video lesson about anything, and you upload it to DNet. Then you can share the link with everyone who wants. So everyone who wants to watch your lesson, for example, and get something interesting from it. And when this user will see your video, will watch your video, this user will download it directly from a DNS storage protocol. And data keepers will get their fees for retrieving the data. And data owner will get part of these fees because he created this content and this data owner, this guy should be kind of rewarded for it. So this is how it works in general. In more detailed kind of way, you can check it in the account, in the article. Sorry. So yeah, what are the greatest challenges DNAT is currently facing? The main problem of decentralized storage market is that this market doesn't really exist for the moment. So we ourselves, and you too as well, every participant here, we should work on creating this market. So in general, this is the task. This is not something scary. I mean, when everyone riding on the horses, there are no market of uh, cars in general. So this is the same thing which is happening for the moment with the storage market. And this is why we should work a lot on creating this market, on bringing to people all the values of decentralized storage. Because people won't understand why they should use decentralized storage before we educate them, before we tell them. So this is okay. And we understand that we should do this, and we understand this is the market of the future, and it will be there for sure. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be among the first who going to be in this market among the best when this market appears. So, and this is kind of the strategy in terms of creating it. So, yeah, just parallel work. We should do it always. We should always think how we can onboard more people, not to our applications, but into decentralized storage market in general. I just want to add that this market can be created only by creating use cases. So when you can't use decentralized storage, uh, it's just impossible for this market to be born in general. So it just will be on the very early stage always. That's why we work a lot on the use cases. That's why we already released the only application which can be used for like actual data, decentralized data storage. If you're just a common user, you can already use it. So this is the first step. So there are going to be a lot of like, different other steps on reaching this goal. For now, we're preparing an update. This is very kind of secret update for the moment. And we will share some more info on it a bit later. Uh, but in general, the question is very reasonable. And the mechanic, like uh, all I can say for the moment, that the mechanic of growing price is very nice for the kind of system health. Um, this is what we like, and this is where we see the efficiency. Um, and I know that some of you already creating some kind of mining pools, they and they kind of pulling up money and buying one node ID together. So that's very interesting, and probably will work on this mechanic as well. But I think more on this question you'll hear uh, a bit later, probably this summer. So just stay tuned. So TBY's value aligns with global storage demand and supply dynamic. So assuming global storage demand and supply dynamic never go down, if even any pandemic occurs again. How will you prevent TBY overvalue? Um, not us, not us for sure, but the market. I mean, when Datakeeper, uh, when Datakeepers close that store, the deposit, the TBY mined deposit, the storage price goes down. The TBY price goes down in relation to the T token. So this is how the tokenomics works. If TBY price will be very expensive, it will be very profitable for the data keeper to close the deposit. So, um, and in general, this will decrease the TBY price. In general, this is how the model works. And here we'll also have like some updates. So how does the data keeper not work? What determines when a file or user is checked? What determines? And how does the network ensure that data is replicated across at least 3 nodes? What if a node suddenly goes offline before it can alert other nodes? Uh, it's work in a pretty different way. First, the data is considering the file is considering uploaded only after it's replicated, like to several nodes at least. So, um, in general, let me just describe you how that the uploading mechanism works. So when you upload the data, for example, you upload one video, I don't know, like any video, uh, every file is divided into 1 MB pieces. After this, every piece is encrypted, replicated many times, and sent to different nodes. This is how it works. And when, for example, one node is down, for example, we have 10 copies of the certain piece of file. If one node which store this data, if it goes down, the other 9 nodes that store the same piece, they'll see this, that there are only 9 copies in the network, and they'll replicate the missing part to another node, to another pin, and there are going to be 10 copies again. So in general, this is how the mechanic works. So yeah, what is the long-term strategy for DNet? This is pretty interesting question. So I think a couple of several members sent us pretty the same question about our strategy and about how we're going to capture the market. And in general, how does it look like? First thing is the confirmation through the B2C application that we already launched. So confirmation that the technology, that the protocol, that everything really works. So, and we are already on this stage. So we confirm that everything works pretty nice and we can move forward. So this is the first stage. Second stage is B2B market. So that's why we work on SDK. That's why we work on a B2B application. This is going to be the second phase of capturing the market with DNet. So first, it's going to be only Web3 applications, of course, because it's easier for us to convince them that like decentralized storage actually better than centralized. So that's why we're going to start with this, guys, and then we're going to move to Web2 applications as well. Probably there will be enough demand for us on a Web3 market just because there are more and more applications moving from Web2 market to Web3. And when they'll be our clients, they will be already kind of Web3 market. So we won't have to just work with Web2 market at all, probably. So, but yeah, we have plans for Web2 market as well. After releasing SDK, after releasing B2B application, we're gonna work on attracting a lot of developers. Just because we built the protocol, and the protocol is kind of the core of everything that we build. And we build it not just to develop different application ourselves. We build it for builders. So we build the protocol, which is going to be the core of the next, like of the future market, of the Web3 market. So it's kind of like Ethereum, but for storage, not for like finances. So yeah. And of course, all this gonna happen in parallel with decentralized storage market popularization in general. So this is something that's gonna happen on the back end always, just because, as I mentioned before, we should create this market ourselves. So yeah. I think we can finish with selected questions. Let's just go through the chat. There are a lot of messages. Deepin Udemy, yeah, that's kind of deepin educational platforms. That's something that we always wanted to build, and I think we want to build it for sure, just because education of people, education of developers as well. This is one of our goals in general. So, anyways, we should work on it. From Venom Joker. I think I read somewhere that the liquidity of D and TBY is low by design. Is that true? And if yes, what is the motivation behind the design. So it's not by design, that's for sure. That's just the stage of the project. So the liquidity is not. Uh, so our main focus is making sure that everything works well to provide the storage for user, to provide storage for user, to provide an opportunity for Datakeeper share his capacities, their capacities. So this is our main focus, and the liquidity just a matter of time. So when we bringing our like the mass adoption to decentralized storage market, liquidity will be there for sure. So this is not the problem at all. With Web2 market plans, will existing data keepers be storing this market's data as well, or will there be new Web2 data keeper roles? Uh, what we built is a Web3 storage protocol. We built it for the Web3 market. And in general, when Web2 applications will be using our storage, they'll become Web3 applications. So it will work vice versa. We won't be Web2, like in this case, we won't be Web2 at all. So because we already built on the Web3 market. And the question is when the existing Web2 players will be on the Web3 market as well, when they'll understand all the values that we bring in here. So yeah. Yeah, about the leaderboard, we changed our strategy a bit. So uh, I can't tell you the exact date when it's going to be released, but we still have plans for it. So just stay tuned. Yeah. And when stating, uh, this thing, uh, in general, it's ready, but I should, um, we should work on it still before release. Um, for the moment, we plan the updates and work on updates regarding the node and website. So we're working in a bit to make it easier for data keepers to track everything in one place. And we also make it easier for user to not be lost on our website. So this is our main targets for the moment. So I can't tell you the exact dates about staking, but still we have plans for it. So if something is changed, we'll notify you at the time. Yeah, DeNet NFTs, this is something that we released probably, 1.5 years ago or something. We were testing this application to understand if there is traction from the market. But to be honest, not really for now, just because of we believe in the value of NFTs in general, but not in the way how it was on the market. So probably in the different way, and there gonna be a demand on NFTs for sure. But for the moment, this is not our priority. And our priority is providing the opportunity for users to store their like daily data in a very easy way, in the most secure and private storage. So, and the second thing is entering the B2B market, because we have a number of partners who already waiting for our solution for quite a long time. But storage technology is pretty complicated. So, and we understand that uh, it's impossible to release it in one click. I think you can check any other uh, players in the market who are trying to build decentralized storage. So, and you can check who really store their data and how, data with them and how. And what we understand for now, that there are no demand for decentralized storage because the realization of the decentralized storage is not very good. So, and this is what we're working on. This is what we're gonna bring to this market. We want to make it as easy as storing data on a like centralized services, and want to make it like a most decentralized way. I mean, there are a couple of solutions that kind of have demand, but they are distributed. They are not decentralized. They are not kind of non-custodial storage. And what we're going to build for now is like when you store your assets with MetaMask, you store it yourself. You store it directly in a blockchain. You don't have someone who store this data for you, these assets, like for example, centralized exchanges or centralized wallets. So you store it yourself. And the same thing we're gonna do with the with the storage. So when you store your data, it will be only your data. It won't be the data of anyone else, like, for example, Google, Amazon, or something like this. So it will be only your data. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. It's a pleasure for us. Very like speaking with you, and let's see each other on our next AMA. We'll also announce it in the group chat. So thank you very much.